Hello everybody and welcome to today's live session. I'm Heather Murdoch for those who haven't met me before. So I'm part of the Access Now success team here at Ezoic. It's my role to help you understand more about the tools and the data within your Ezoic dashboard and to help support you on your journey. First of all, to help you to get to level 1 and then after that to grow your site and business in line with the goals that you have. So today's live learning session, you can ask anything that you would like about Ezoic, the wider publishing space, your data in particular, or Ezoic tools. I put an hour to one side every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. so that we can spend this time together. What I do though is if I've answered all your questions and you're happy that you've got the answers that you need, I do finish the sessions early because that then enables me to look after tickets and community threads and the questions in there. If you're watching this back on replay and think, oh, I really wish I'd been there to ask questions, head over to community and take a look out for the live learning with Heather thread. I put the sessions on there and you can ask questions within that thread. I'll take a look out for it and answer those questions just as soon as I can. So we've got Ramesh, SEO expert in Bangalore, on the call today. Welcome, Ramesh. Thank you for joining me. What we'll do is, while we're waiting for any questions to come in, I'll just take you through a couple of blogs and a couple of websites that you might be interested in. So as always, I like to keep you all up to date with the Ezoic blog. The reason for that is there's a wealth of information in there that can really help you to grow your business with Ezoic, and then also to help you understand more about the wider publishing space. So we've had a couple of blog posts released this year. One of the ones that I recommended to look out for last time was about how to do a quick site review so that you can see where your site's at, and then also add to your goals and your plans for this year. And then also around the newsletter ideas as well. So obviously, as you'll all be aware, newsletters are really important for the growth of your business, to help you to reach out directly to your readers. These readers are ones that you can then draw to your site, and it helps to keep your website ticking over. If you do get hit by a Google algorithm update and your site does drop down in the rankings, you still have your newsletter readers, and then also perhaps your social media followers as well, to help to keep bringing traffic to your site. And then also another thing that I like to let people know about is Think with Google. So this is a website run by Google, and it brings trends and information about marketing ideas in the various different spheres that Google is involved in. So you can learn about YouTube trends, digital apps, and then also just general information from wider companies as well, in terms of how they run their digital strategies as well, which I think is always really important, to learn what other people are doing and then use that information to then be able to take a look at your business goals, see what you can then take a look at and learn from and grow your business. I know being a publisher, it's quite a lonely space, isn't it, at times, especially when you're first starting out. So I think learning from others, being part of these calls so that you can learn from fellow publishers, hear their questions, is a really important part of that journey. Okay, so while we're waiting for questions to come in, one thing that I do want to highlight is the Ezoic Support Centre. So on here, you can get a wealth of information about Ezoic, how to run the tools for your site, understand more about Ezoic in general. So if you do have any questions or concerns about Ezoic, here's the first place to go to. You can use the search knowledge bar at the top here to be able to see if you can find the answer to the question. And then also do remember in terms of community as well, we've got a search bar on there so that you can enter in the search query that you're looking for, take a look and see if other people have asked the same question and find the solution there for you. If you find that you can't find the solution, then you can create a new thread and the team will answer that question for you just as soon as they can. And then do you remember about Campus as well? So this has been launched at the end of last year, and it's an area of community where you as a publisher can find and discuss strategies and results from top sites and expert contributors as well. There's already a wealth of information in there about how to write killer headlines that get clicks, or about different people's Humix and Flickify strategies as well. So definitely worth taking a look at that when you've got some time. For those of you that haven't used their full Flickify quota yet, or aren't fully using Humix with the engage and share functions, definitely recommend taking a look at that and getting that set up. We're seeing some really great results from publishers of all different sizes who are using Flickify and finding that by creating the videos, putting them on their site, but also using those engage and share functions so those videos can be shown on other people's sites as well. It's having a really big impact on publishers' revenue. And because the tools are free and just take a couple of minutes to use and set up, it's something that you can very quickly and easily add into your plans for creating content over the course of this year. If you are a premium publisher, you get 100 Flickify videos each month. So it's a really great way to either create videos for all the new content you're creating, or split those videos between the new content you're creating and also then refreshing older articles as well. And then if you aren't a premium publisher, you get 5 free videos a month. So again, depending on the volume of content you create each month, you may want to split that quota between videos for your new content and then also videos for older content that you can then refresh. For Google, it's reported that they like to see a multimedia aspect to a website, and that can contribute to your SERP rankings. So by having videos on your site that's yours, you get to kind of tick that box with Google, and by having the share function within Humix for those pages that you don't have a video on that you've created, you can use another publisher's content, and they get money for it, you get money for it, and still sort of tick that box with Google. Also, what can really help with having videos on your site is around time on site, so your user experience metrics. And this has a positive impact from both a Google point of view, but also from a advertiser's point of view. Advertisers are willing to pay more to place ads on sites where the user experience metrics are stronger, because research has shown them that readers that are more engaged with a brand will also then be more engaged with those advertisements as well. So it's a win-win on lots of different levels, and especially with it being a free tool to use, it's something that we definitely recommend taking a look at as soon as you can. Okay, so we're just waiting for questions to come in today. If you do have any questions, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, do put them in the comments box below. I've got a stream on my second screen where I can see them dropping in, and I'll answer them for you in the order that they come in. I put an hour to one side for these sessions every Wednesday at 9 a.m. GMT time. and I'll stay on the call for as long as questions are coming in, or until 10 o'clock. I do finish the call early if all your questions are answered. This enables me to then answer queries on community or tickets that are coming in. So if you do have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments box, and I'll answer them just as soon as I can for you. Okay, so just while we're waiting for questions to come in, just thought I would take you through this article that I wrote, I think it was towards the end of last year. So this article is about how to increase your EPMV with Ezoic. It's a question that I get asked quite often, and there's obviously a very good reason for that, because EPMV obviously is a reflection of your traffic and your revenue to your site. So if you do get some time and you haven't read this article, I definitely recommend taking a look. It first of all takes you through what impacts a website's revenue, so why revenue can go up, why revenue can go down, and then takes you through a step-by-step guide to help you to increase your EPMV. One of the first things to do is to make sure that your optimization settings are as high as you can get them. So if you can get to them to 100 out of 100, that's fantastic. If you do have anything that is less than 100 out of 100 or is showing red, you can click on these boxes and a pop-up will appear, and it will talk you through how you can increase those scores. And then QMix, so definitely recommend the grow and engage functions, switching those on, and then working through this article here about how to increase the EPMV of your website. So January is a really good time of year for taking a look at these kind of articles and setting your site up for success throughout 2023. So we've got our first question coming in. Thank you, Matthew Zahoto. So Matthew Zahoto has said, hi, my question is on placeholders. What is the purpose of always compete checkbox in the Ezoic ads? Is it recommended to select always compete? That's a really good question. So with the always compete checkbox, what that's for is when you tick that box for that particular size, you're letting the Ezoic AI know that that particular ad size is really important to you. Perhaps it's been very successful for you in the past when you've been with AdSense, and you're asking the AI to see if the putting a ad of that size onto your website will be the best one for you. So with this, what happens is it does slow down the AI process, because the system will first of all check with all the advertisers to see if they want to put an advert on of that particular size first, before it then looks at any other advertisers who are wanting to put ads on your site. That can have an impact on your revenue negatively, because the reader might have scrolled past that particular place on your site before the ad can be shown. And also with this checkbox, it means that you're telling the AI what you would like it to do with information that you have, which doesn't necessarily mean that that ad size is the best for your website or the best for your readers at that particular time. So you are free to use it. I would use it with absolute caution. So please don't tick every always complete checkbox for every single size. That is going to have a negative impact on your revenue and your EPMV. But if there's one ad placeholder size that you've done really well with AdSense in the past, and you do want to experiment to see by telling the AI to check that size first, then you've got that functionality available to you. What I would recommend doing, Matthew Zahoto, is when you switch that button on, put a note in your big data analytics around your annotations tool. Because this then puts a sort of mark on your big data analytics. So if you see your revenue dropping off or your EPMV dropping off, and you write into us, we can then take a look at that and perhaps link it back to, it happened around the time that checkbox was completed. Let's try unticking it to see what impact that has. So I hope that helps answer your question. If you do have any more questions on that or want me to expand more, please do let me know. So Digital Chemist 2006 has said, what if I change the theme of my website and change placeholders? Does the earnings get affected? Yes, absolutely. So if you change the theme of your website and change the placeholders, what you're doing is you're removing the data that we have within those placeholders, and so the AI has to start again right from the beginning. It can take, for a fresh site, sort of brand new to Ezoic, up to 12 weeks for the AI to learn about your site, learn how your readers are reacting to your website, and to be able to get the most EPMV out of your site at that particular time with that particular setup. When you also change the theme of your website, you're obviously changing the layout of where different items are on the page. So that does have an impact on the AI as well, so that it's got to sort of relearn that process. If you are wanting to change the theme of your website, and January is the best time of year to do that because of how low the ad rates are, it's going to have minimal impact on your site. What we would recommend doing is either hard coding the ad placeholders first, or using the Ezoic WordPress plugin to place the placeholders on your website. And then when you change your theme, because the ad placeholders are hard coded, they go with your website. So you're not losing the data the same way you would do if you had Chrome extension placeholders. And just by doing that, that can help your site recover quicker. And when you are changing your theme, it's always useful to understand why you're changing your theme. So are you doing it because you just fancy a change and it's January and you want to do something new? Or are you doing it for increasing your core web vitals or for additional functionality? And if you are doing it for a business goal, then now is the best time of year to do that because of the lower ad rates. So I hope that helps, Digital Chemist, and do let me know if you've got any further questions on that. Matthew Sahoto has said, thanks, well answered and understood. No problem at all. You're so welcome. So Banmi has said, my website does not show properly. I added the placeholders, but sometimes it just shows Ezoic logo, but the ad doesn't load. Will I get revenue with that unloaded ads? I'm not sure on that one, Bami. I've not been asked that question before, so it's not something that I've looked into. What I would recommend doing is taking a look at your Ezoic dashboard setup. It sounds like there's something might not be quite set up right, which is why the ads aren't coming through properly. So first thing to take a look at is your privacy policy and GDPR. Make sure those are both well set up, and that the privacy policy is pulling through to your Ezoic pages. Some advertisers won't place ads on a site unless they can see your privacy policy and GDPR is set up correctly. Next, Bambi, go to your Ezoic ads dashboard around the restrictions, and make sure you've got your ads.txt set up correctly, and your sellers JSON information is filled in. That can all impact your ad load time, and then also take a look at any restrictions you've put on your site around ad categories. So if you've switched off all the ad categories, you may find that the system is trying to load ads for you, but just isn't able to, because the ads that it wants to load is within the ad category that you've switched off. Now, obviously, the ad categories are there for a purpose, so that you don't have ads on your site that you're not comfortable with. So if they're ads that you think, well, actually, I just don't want that on my site, that's absolutely fine. It's getting the balance between the ads that you definitely don't want on your site and the ones that you've switched off but are perhaps now comfortable to have on. So Bami, take a look at all that, see what impact that has. What I would also do alongside that is take a look at community around the article around Leap and getting your Core Web Vital scores to green, in case there's any plugins or anything on your site that's slowing down the site load time overall. And that might help your ads to load quicker. And once you've done that, if you're finding it's still not loading the ads, do reach out to us in community. We can take a look at your site and see what's happening and make suggestions from there. So I hope that helps, Bammy. If you do have any follow-up questions, please do let me know. Okay, well, thank you all for your questions so far. And what I'll do is I'll stay on the call for another few minutes in case we do have any more questions coming. If not, after that, then I will end the call today a little bit early and look forward to seeing you all next week. So we host the sessions at 9 a.m. GMT every Wednesday to give you the opportunity to ask questions live and be able to get the answers you're looking for. Where I'm not able to give the answer to you directly, maybe we need to look into something into more detail, then I do make sure that you've got that next step to go to so that you can get that query answered. So I'll just give it another couple of minutes just to see if any more questions come in, and if not, after that I'll close the call today. So if you do have any more questions, feel free to put them in the comments box, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. The questions come through to me and then I answer them in the order that they come in. Okay, well, thank you all so much for your time today and for your questions. It's always good to have the opportunity to meet you all and be able to answer your questions live. If you haven't already, please do like and subscribe to the Ezoic YouTube channel. You'll then get notifications of when our sessions are scheduled. We have sessions that are taking place, like I say, every Wednesday at 9 a.m. GMT, and then also alongside that we do Q&A sessions as well at 12 o'clock GMT, around once a week at the moment. We've got a schedule booked in from Thursday this week for the next couple of weeks. So I hope you all have a really great week. Thank you again for joining me. Take care and bye for now.